Hello everyone, this is Jimmy and welcome to episode 30 of Multiblock Madness. As usual, by the time we've gotten to episode 30 of any series, we are nearing the end game. And at the moment, I've got a nice large batch of ultimate ingots crafting in order to make more tier 6 crafting seeds. I've been taking the ones we had before and turning them into various actual seeds, planting them, growing them, and expanding our mystical agriculture farm. So let me show you how that's grown over the last, well, since last episode. There's a couple seeds left still to grow, but almost every crop slot on this farm has been used up. That pop it. All right, here we go. So yeah, there's a lot of various plants here. I've actually expanded the sprinklers out because each sprinkler has a 7x7 range. So I want to make sure that even the cornermost plot here had maximum sprinkler coverage, which means it needed a sprinkler up to here. But sprinklers are free at this point in the game, so crop growth speed is what matters. But yeah, it's kind of relaxing to just watch the farm go, right? It just, you look at it and there's stuff popping off and stuff disappearing. Very efficient. It's also very EPS efficient, even this late in the game. Now this doesn't account for like the applied logistics the time that applied logistics takes, or the time that integrated dynamics takes, or ender isle conduits. I think those are the three big ones it doesn't account for. But even then, we're well short of the 50 millisecond, time limit per se. So yeah, it's a very efficient way to produce a lot of resources. Anyways, let's go back to our base. Today, I would like to start by crafting the last item in chapter 7. I guess technically there's like a block of ice dragon seal. We might never make the ice dragon seal, who knows. But the flux sponge, not that bad a crafting recipe, but if we make one of these, we can effectively finish out the chapter. Despite this being a item that we're probably only ever going to craft once, it's probably easier to auto craft it than it is for me to try to like make one of or two of each of these things. I think it takes one ultimate ingot. Everything else is just some basic stuff. And hey, the craft auto started. I didn't expect that. I mean, a pleasant surprise to be sure, but whatever. We'll speed it up. I don't have enough stabilizers for this to be a good idea. All right, well, that was a bad idea, but we got lucky, so I will accept it, and nothing bad happened. Or if anything bad did happen, it got eaten by the stabilizers. Anyways, that makes us our flux sponge. From this point, you'll need some fairly ridiculous quantities of items. If that's not appealing to you, feel free to take the win here. Thank you for coming, folks. That's the end of the series. See you next. No, I'm kidding. We're going to continue, obviously, on to chapter 8. So part of the reason that I'm choosing to continue isn't just because, I love endgames of packs. In fact, typically I don't love endgames of packs. In fact, if this were a regular pack where we make make an ultimate singularity with one of every singularity that are made by, bunch of each yada yada yada, and then put this together to make infinity ingots, I probably wouldn't play it. We've been there, done that. However, this pack uses a different approach to singularities. I've looked at this a little bit before, but there are 12 main types, and I think there's like one more for the creative. One of the creative used a different singularity. I think it's the terminal. Yeah, so there's 13 singularities that are actively used, and none of them are basic resources. So the easiest one is like the glass shard singularity. That you get one gimme, right? These are made by breaking glass with flood. With the exception of that, though, the other 12 singularities are more than just take basic resources and jam them into a compressor. So the hardest one, I think, is the EV capacitor. We'll get back to that one. But let's take flux logic unit as an example. We need something like 17-ish of these before we can get to creative vending or creative ME cell, which means we need to make 17,000 flux logic units. That's an interesting challenge. It's not so many that it's unreasonable, and yet it's not so few that it's trivial. So if I want 17 might not be the exact number, but if I want 17,000 of these, like in theory, if I make a sufficiently large crafting computer, I could hit the go button. it would also take literally forever because we're processing 135,000 flux tests, right? Like, I could do this on demand, but that's not exactly a great idea. We want to produce parts of this passively, and then maybe we can do the final step on demand. I don't know. But yeah, there's a bunch of individually interesting challenges, both in the singularities, in the neutronium. There's a slightly less challenge or interesting challenge in making 3,000 fusion coils. But I mean, I don't know. We have to make 3,000 fusion coils. I guess that's at least kind of interesting. What does that look like? I don't know if it's exactly 3,000, but we need enough to make a max size reactor, which is a lot. So those are trivial. There we go. So resources wise, we're actually not missing much. Nichrome we can craft. Helium can't be that difficult to make. I probably just need a cell filler. But again, if I do this on demand, you know, 3.5 million bytes. Yeah, this is not the type of thing you want to do on demand. Real quick, because we have the flux sponge, I can just go through my base and we'll see, you know, there's like a tiny bit of flux around. Just right click it from time to time and all the flux goes away. We're going to have a super duper shiny base. Completely clean of flux. Is there any benefit to it? No, not really. That first little bit of flux has, as far as I know, 0 downside. But there we go. We've done our spring cleaning. I did a little counting to figure out exactly how many infinity catalysts we need, and I think the answer is 19. So, assuming you do the reasonable thing and start with the creative fluid tank, because if you make the creative fluid tank, you can, you know, future infinity ingots. Oh, you have to make another ingot afterwards to put in the fluid tank, don't you? I skipped that. All right. Well, so I guess it'd be 19 plus 4, 23. 23 infinity catalyst. But yeah, assuming you make the fluid tank first, you need 5 ingots. So 5 times 4 is, because each ingot is 4 infinity catalysts. So 5 times 4 is 20 plus 1 here. The terminal doesn't use any. The pool uses 1, so 21. Wait, no, I'm already at 21. 5 times 4 is 20 plus 1, so 21 plus 1 plus another one, 22 plus 1, 23. I think. Nothing else here uses infinity. Yeah. So 23, and then the ME stored cell itself uses ingots, but we can cast those by that point because we've already made the tank. So 23 is the number of singularities we need to make. For each of these things, I'm going to go through and take a look at some of the crafting recipes and see, you know, if I want to request 23,000 liquid aisle singularity boards, which we might just be able to, like, we, again, might just have the resources for. Nope, not quite. But in addition to being 2.5 million bytes, what are the things in here that I want to passively craft? So I'm thinking, let's open this in the other terminal so that I can pin 23,000. We're going to need to passively make energetic silver, vivid alloy, potentially osmium. I did set up an osmium seed, but it'll take it some time to make. I mean, I guess 11,000 is not that much. By the time I'm done making these, we'll be set. I need to somehow come up with zombie heads. Definitely want a passive enriched alloy. Certus is being... Ooh, that's a lot of Certus. Jeez. All right, we're gonna... I mean, I guess it's only 300,000. We'll come up with something. Quartz glass. These things, those things, those things. The cells I'm willing to make on demand. Calculation processors, maybe. All right. So this is just, you know, the list of things we have to craft for one of these. And in fact, let's take things piecemeal and start with the liquid board. The time has also come for us to finally expand our ME controller. I think I'm on my very last unused face. I'm about to use it. So as a result, let's... it doesn't like that. Why is... Oh, because I don't have P2P models on it to the sides, duh. Are ME controllers limited to 7 blocks in length along one dimension? Because right now at 7, it's fine, right? When I put an 8th one here, everything turns red. Which I think it's telling me it doesn't like it. I am surprised I didn't know that previously. But, oh well. I think there should still be plenty of channels available to me. plenty of faces. Back to having passive production of alloys and other things. My plan is generally to have an interface supplying the items, the raw input, one processing machine per output, and then a drawer with a storage bus holding the output. I could put multiple drawers together on like a drawer network, but all that really saves is channels, and having 2 channels per item means that we can put 16 channels or 16 items for 32 channels. That's probably fine. We have plenty of channels to go around. So anyways, this is energetic alloy. I'll do another one for vivid, which I think consumes energetic. Yeah. And generally speaking, I'll try to... How much did I need, actually? I needed a whole lot, didn't I? What was this for? Liquid IO boards? Or I've already forgotten the number I need now. 23? Like, how much are we talking about energetic alloy? 80,000? Well, 67,000, and assume it's a comparable number for the other one. Oh, but it's only using it to craft vivid alloy. I'll probably maybe not fully upgrade these drawers, set them to something like that. How many stacks is that? 4,000 stacks, so like 200,000 items, give or take. These are the machines that are passively producing the components for liquid IO boards. And it's not just components using liquid IO boards. Like, I have all the processes here. Technically, liquid boards only use, I think, these 2. But I kind of figured may as well do engineering processes while I'm at it. I'll just leave, no upgrade in this, 1 upgrade in that one, 2 upgrades in that one, because it uses the most logics. But yeah, there's a couple different processes going on here. Nothing too terribly complicated. I think the most complicated process is 2 machines long. So the one component I'm not doing yet are the zombie heads for the Z-Logic controllers. I can craft them. However, I think it's easier because crafting them requires us to I'd have to like base sort bones, do something to make soulstone. I mean, it's like doable, but it's definitely easier just to make these with a loot fabricator. So we're going to have to scale up our deep mob learning a lot, and I think that's actually the next thing I want to do. So right now we have, there's 4 channels left here. That's enough. That's enough to do zombie deep mob learning. Between zombie heads for the Z-Logic controllers and brains dust for ultimate ingots, I have a feeling we'll be needing a lot of zombie simulations. So I'm just leveling up another 4 zombie data models. Nice that I have enough strength or enough buffs. I can literally one-shot these guys while wielding a deep learner as my weapon. On second thought, I think I also want my DML area to be more centralized, so I'll just expand what I had before. That was the original plan. Before I only had 4 simulation chambers total. Now I have, I think it's 14, and from here I can stack them vertically if needed as well. And 5 are running zombie data sims. So that takes, or the pristine matter that gets generated gets getting split between 2 loot fabricators, one making skulls, one making graves dust. So now that I'm making the skulls, I should be able to autocraft the Z-Logics. The only thing that might be a little weird is the tools, but I think I'm just gonna, I guess, I mean, I only need to make like, well, here, let's see, are there unbreakable axe / shears to use? This is breakable. If not, I mean, I could just enchant something. Right? If I get like Unbreaking 30, it's close enough to Unbreakable. Just kidding. Supremium tools are durability unlimited, so we can very easily make these now. Anyways, that's our Z-Logic controllers. This thing definitely uses up zombie heads faster than I make them, and that's okay. But now we just have to wait long enough for all the components for our liquid IO board to be done. Shouldn't be that long, and these will definitely be ready before everything else is ready. So yeah, leave it be, let it do its thing. All right, next let's take an easy one next. We did a reasonably challenging one. The next singularity, let's do the easiest one. We'll do glass shards. I never did set up a cobbleworks either, so I have this void miner producing a ton of red sand that I'm not using. The regular sand I use in some places, so I figured I'll just use the red sand to smelt into glass. And because I have the void miner, I don't actually need a cobbleworks. Do need glass still. So a glass smelter puts into a glass drawer, and then makes glass shards. So a single controlled miner is actually a bit slower than I thought. I guess it's because flint isn't exactly a very efficient mining tool. Out of curiosity, no, it's all lots to give. It gives power. Can we enchant it with like efficiency? No, we cannot. Didn't think so. So anyways, that'll mine glass with flint and make glass shards. Again, it's not the fastest, but I only need 23,000. So you know we're already 100 in. Okay, so there's our gimme. Let's go for, I guess, maybe vibrant bimetal gear next. This one is quite easy as well, actually. It's just like 3 alloy smelter steps, huh? Yeah. I figured I'd directly insert the vibrant bimetal gears into a quantum compressor. These are pretty easy to make. And just make my 23 whatever. I set the threshold here to 24. Make it extra, why not? So it took me longer than I want to admit that. Like I was looking at the recipe for the bimetal singularity. I was like, yeah, use the ultimate catalyst, the gear, 1,000 items. So why isn't it eating the items, right? Like it says, if I click this button, it'll eat them, you know, regardless. And then I realized it's not the ultimate catalyst. It's just a basic ultimate catalyst. And there we go. Now it's eating vibrant bimetal gears up. And once it gets, once it's crafted, it'll output it, and I guess we can just output it into a interface here. And these will be the first items we're actually compressing all the way into Singularities. Oh. Voila. It'll take it a little while again, but that's why we're starting now. I mean, we're already halfway there to 1. I'm actually thinking I'll set up a similar thing for the glass shards. No point storing glass shards. They're not exactly useful in that form. Hey, why are you too far away? And that is 2 singularities in the process of crafting. Let's hit another relatively easy one next. I'm just getting all the low-hanging fruit out of the way, I guess. Blood orange singularities are just 1,000 blood oranges per, so, you know, again, 23,000 total blood oranges. These are stupid simple. Orange dye, they take very little time, 50 ticks base time in a blood altar each. So let's set up our blood altar to, what we're probably going to do is just get, or add an orange dye recipe, handcraft, you know, 25,000 pieces and run all of that through the blood altar. We've got dye seeds to make the essence with too, so or to make the dye with. So even this 25,000 should be, yeah, a bit more than we need, but a little extra never hurt. And for now, don't even craft me runes for it. I think I've got all the runes I need for a little while. It'll probably still take a couple hours to actually make 23,000, 24,000, however many blood oranges I ordered, because even if it's only like 50 ticks per, I did realize that is 2.5 seconds. And while my altar has a speed boost, it's, how many speed runes are on it? We have 7 here, 7 there, 13, so 27. It's a 3.7x speed altar. What does that work out to? Like 50 divided by 3.7. You can do this one, like 12, 13. So a little over half a second each. Whatever. We start it now. It'll be done in, let's see, if we call it half a second and we say we need 36,000, that's, we round one way, round one the other. 36,000 at half a second each is 10 hours. So about, or wait, 36,000 at 1 second each is 10 hours. So about 5 hours of crafting, you know, as a first order estimate, and we'll be done with our blood oranges. Within 5 hours, we will not be finishing the more difficult bits, so no rush there. All right, the problem with starting with the low-hanging fruit is you kind of run out, because the low-hanging fruit goes quick. Maybe I think elite plating is probably one of the next easier ones. Let's actually elite plating. Maybe we could just do it on demand. It's all crafting recipes. Let's see what it looks like. We're gonna have to make a massive CPU for this, but we need a lot more calcium sulfate and a lot more crushed rhodochrosite. All right, so yeah, let's scale up our the uranium processing. We should do automatic or passively. So yeah, there's a bunch of stuff we can do passively. That's or we can set up passively, but oh, that's a lot of boron. But we'll do the final step of oh, we have to make all the alloys, yeah. But we'll do the final crafting steps as a single on-demand recipe. Producing more rhodochrosite super easy. I just have to upgrade our rock crushers here. I decided to just go all out, put all the upgrades in. Ugh, 130 KR if take each. 3 of these together are drawing almost 400 KR if take constant load. I'm almost curious, are we... Yes, the only way to check is this number going down? We have still not full loaded our reactor, which is a little surprising. Right, with 8.3 million going to there, there's only like 1.7 million, no, 1.4 million free. But I guess the rest of the base isn't drawing 1.4 million constant load yet. For that plating, I'm going to finally have to set up at least a little bit of passive ore processing. I'm going to do it the simplest way possible. It's literally just a redstone furnace for each ore, at least the ones I'm currently processing, with a flux anodizer and some upgrades to make it fast. And they just cook it into a compacting drawer that is fully upgraded with storage upgrades. So if it ever backs stuff, that's because the drawer is full, and if I have 3,500 blocks of it, or 3,500 stacks of blocks of it, I am okay with that stuffing up. So now I just have to make various alloys with that. You know, the take a look at which exactly alloys those were. These were elite platings, I believe. Yeah. I really wish I could pin stuff off this, like off of this terminal. But we need tough alloy, ferroboron, ingots. I mean, wow, 100,000 boron ingots. That's being crafted. I guess it's just those 2 alloys. A couple alloy smelters to make various alloys that I forgot to put upgrades in. Let's see, I think I only need tough alloy upgraded. And actually, how many times do I need tough alloy upgraded? More than... Wait, so one upgrade is 64,000. That was less than 64,000, right? Total less than, yeah, because the ferroboron's only used to make that. All right, couple alloy smelters for that, and then to make the uranium passively. This is probably something I should have started a long time ago, because I suspect we'll be needing uranium fuel. But then again, separator is reasonably fast. It takes a while per operation, but it also acts on 10 ingots per operation. So it separates uranium into its, you know, isotopes. Right now it's 238 that we need because we're making the depleted plating for this. The one component that I think might be a little bit slow is our production of calcium sulfate. This is bottlenecked by the production of sulfuric acid, which is bottlenecked by this rate that we melt sulfur at in our chemical oxidizer. So we used to only have 1 chemical oxidizer doing this. Now I'm up to 4. I guess let's estimate about how quickly that is. So about how long does it here? Let's look at I guess this machine. How often do you make one? 1 a second maybe? 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi. About close enough to. So if it's 1 a second and I should really try to remember these numbers. 37 seconds, that's 10 hours worth. You know, let's be on the safe side. Let's just add 4 more chemical oxidizers. And that'll bring that down to 5 hours of... no, we're definitely going to have 10 hours before we're ready to use our singularities. So I guess that's probably enough time. But with that, elite plating is in the just wait for it step. And... let's pick one of these to tackle next. Maybe item IO boards. and steel. Oof. I'm actually starting to run out of time to play today, so I think I want to try to end the video by kicking off this craft for 23,000 teleportation cores from scratch. And I honestly don't exactly have a good intuition for how long this will take. I think the bottleneck here is these resonating crystals at 10 seconds each, but our crystallizer is sped up 4x, or is our crystallizer at 2x? So I'm kind of curious, like if I just kick it off and leave my game open overnight, will they be done come the following day? And my answer is I don't know. Maybe, if nothing's broken. Where's my crystallizer? What? Why are these in there? Anyways, what is our crystallizer speed? 4x. Yeah, so it's 2.5 seconds each. How many of them was there? 46,000. So at 1 second each, that's 10 hours. No, at 1 second each, that's like 14 hours. So this is like, okay, this isn't happening. This task alone is 30 plus hours of crystallizer time. Never mind then. There's no point trying to make all the processors to kick this off if just we've already identified one task that won't run in time. Given that, then why don't we at least get this task passive processing? In an effort to get this done in a reasonable seeming amount of time, I have 4 crystallizers all working on it. Each one is fed with a limited item filter to ensure that we, don't overfeed the hatches and all the items come from the dummy system. I do have to use a crafting card here for my mana diamonds because I need something like 100,000 mana diamonds, and I can't. Well, I could order 100,000 mana diamonds right now and just go through my backlog, but I don't think I can craft 100,000 mana diamonds at one go. I think they would despawn before my mana gets to it. Like, I can make a lot of mana diamonds in one go, but mana diamonds use a lot of mana, so I figured we'll just they'll end up getting crafted effectively just in time. And I put 2 upgrades into this drawer because I think there's a couple of the singularities that use this stuff. The Fluix logic unit also uses it, and there might be one more that splashes some of it in the recipe somewhere. So anyways, yeah, I'm gonna make a whole lot of resonating crystals, and I guess at this point we just leave the automation to do its thing. I'm tempted to move the world to a server now because I find that there's going to be quite a bit of just, let automation run. Kind of what happens when you have to make a lot of items. 23,000, it's not the world's greatest quantity of items, but like, especially when we get to this EV capacitor here, let's just take a quick look. There's a lot of steps involved here. It's almost 10 million bytes. Oh my god. That's 1 million sulfur. Yeah. I don't know. I think I'm gonna have to move the world to the server for the sake of my own sanity at some point. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Anyways, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this passive automation video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Take care. Bye bye.